Good afternoon, everyone. I do hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Proven Inspiration. Our topic for today is Honey, I'm home. Don't we all just love that sound? But what that topic is related to is expectations. Someone comes in, your spouse comes into the house and says, Honey, I'm home. And from their experience, they expect that you stop what you're doing, come out, give them a hug, give them a kiss, and welcome them home. Whereas from your perspective, honey, I'm home, it's just they're just letting you know that they're home. You carry on doing what you're doing, and then what happens that there's friction because your spouse expected one thing and you have a different expectation. And in a relationship, today's topic is towards those in a relationship, and that could be married or engaged or dating. What could happen in such relationships is that people go into relationships with expectations, and those expectations are usually formed from what you've witnessed, perhaps whilst growing up in your home, the way you saw your parents interact, or what was lacking in your surroundings. So you may have seen the way your parents interacted and looked across at other couples, other families, and had that desire for something more, and that created within you an expectation. And so you go into a relationship and you have these expectations that have not been communicated to your partner, and conversely your partner has all these expectations that they have not communicated with to you. And there's conflict because one person says something else and the other person gets a different meaning from what has been said, and you don't understand why you're fighting. You might fight over the fact that he hasn't taken out the trash, or he didn't call you when he said he was going to call you. But what you're actually simmering over is an unmet expectation. So what do you do? Okay, first, number one, understand that you're two different people and you're going to have different expectations, and you, because of your experiences, those expectations will be very vast and very different. And so it's important that you communicate those expectations. The time to communicate is not at the time of irritation or annoyance. It's not at the time when you're feeling fed up and you're not happy. That's not the time to communicate your expectations. What you should do instead is have a date and let that date be based around discussing expectations. So you have to be very intentional in relationships. A lot of times people just feel like, oh, we'll work it out. But guess what? If you don't actually work it out, it won't happen, and you will just find yourself having conflict in your relationship. So set a date with your partner and say, okay, we're going on a date on this Friday, this Saturday, whenever. And the purpose of this date is going to be to discuss our expectations. So what you do is you make a list of your expectations and ask your partner to make a list of their expectations, and you bring it to the table, like just the way you would have a meeting in a boardroom. But in your case, it's not a boardroom, it's a dinner table with nice music playing, beautiful atmosphere, everything is nice and calm and peaceful. In that space, in that atmosphere, that's where you want to have your conversation about your expectations. Okay, so once you're able to communicate what your expectations are to each other, then you can have a better understanding of what the other person is actually saying when they say a thing, because most times people say one thing but they mean something else. But if you've had a conversation with your partner about what their expectations are, you will be able to understand the hidden meaning behind what they're saying and what they want from you. And so out of that discussion, you can possibly reach some kind of agreement as to what expectations you're able to meet and what expectations you're unable to meet, because there's a chance that you might not be able to meet all of your partner's expectations. But at least if you're aware of it, that you will know the root cause behind why they're acting a bit cranky with you or why they're a bit off with you today. You will know why, as opposed to being totally in the dark and not understanding what you did. Okay, it's because you didn't meet an expectation that they had that they did not tell you about. So it's just a real messy situation. But if you've already had the conversation at a dinner table with some nice music, nice food, then you know, and then you can even if you're unable to meet their expectations when they want those expectations to be met, you can always go back and say to them, honey, I know you wanted this from me at that time, but I was unable to give it. This is why. You know, so you have that conversation, and always remember when in a relationship that love keeps no record of wrongs. So if you're going to have a laundry list of everything that your spouse or partner has done, you're setting yourself up for major failure. Major failure. I know it's not easy, but it's good to give your partner a clean sheet of paper every day. Just give them a clean sheet of paper every day, just like you would want them to give you. Extend grace to them, extend mercy to them, extend love to them. But in order to do those things, you do need an understanding of the way they function, the way they think, what their expectations are. So have this conversation. So when they say, honey, I'm home, you know what they're talking about. Okay? From my heart to yours, to take it easy, feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, take it easy. Bye.